Electric cars that charge in 5 minutes, AI that drives better than humans, and batteries cheaper than ever. The automotive industry is changing faster than anyone expected. But here's the real question. How will this impact the future of cars? Will gas engines disappear? Will your next car drive itself? And what does this mean for you? Stick around, because today we're breaking down the biggest shifts hitting the auto industry and what they mean for drivers, manufacturers, and even the used car market. Let's dive in. Electric vehicles, EVs, are rapidly transforming the automotive landscape, signaling a profound shift towards sustainable mobility. With advancements in technology and growing environmental consciousness, EVs are taking over roads worldwide. These vehicles offer not just a cleaner alternative to traditional combustion engines, but also superior performance and lower operational costs. From sleek sedans to rugged SUVs and even commercial trucks, manufacturers are racing to innovate, pushing the boundaries of battery efficiency and range. Governments are incentivizing EV adoption through subsidies and infrastructure development, further accelerating this transition. As EV charging networks expand and battery technology continues to improve, the once niche market for electric vehicles is becoming mainstream. With each passing year, the roar of electric motors grows louder, heralding a future where transportation is not only efficient and eco-friendly, but also thrillingly advanced. Self-driving cars are no longer just a sci-fi fantasy. They're accelerating toward reality faster than most people realize. Advances in artificial intelligence, machine learning, sensor technology, and real-time data processing have brought autonomous vehicles to the brink of widespread adoption. Companies like Tesla, Waymo, and Cruise are already testing or deploying autonomous systems in controlled environments, and some are even offering limited self-driving features to consumers. These vehicles are being trained to recognize traffic signs, pedestrians, and complex road scenarios with increasing precision, inching closer to full autonomy. Regulatory frameworks are slowly catching up, and public infrastructure is being adapted to accommodate this seismic shift. While there are still hurdles to overcome, like legal liability, public trust, and edge case driving scenarios, the technology is evolving at a breakneck pace. With every update and road test, self-driving cars are proving that a world where you can sit back, relax, and let your car do the driving isn't just coming. It might be right around the corner. The used car market in 2025 is navigating a complex landscape, marked by rising prices, high interest rates, and constrained supply. As of April, the average used car listing price stands at $25,128, reflecting a gradual increase following previous declines. This uptick aligns with seasonal trends, particularly during the spring buying season. However, the market faces challenges. Used car loan rates are averaging around 14% APR, making financing more burdensome for consumers. Additionally, the supply of used vehicles remains tight, a lingering effect of reduced new car production during the pandemic years, which has led to fewer vehicles entering the used market. Compounding these issues are new tariffs on imported vehicles and auto parts, which are expected to raise new car prices by up to $6,000, potentially driving more buyers toward the used car market and further inflating prices. While some experts suggest that increasing incentives on new cars could eventually ease demand for used vehicles, the current dynamics indicate a market under significant pressure, with affordability concerns at the forefront for many consumers. The rise of subscription cars, particularly the pay-per-feature model, is reshaping how we think about vehicle ownership and usage in the digital age. Instead of traditional one-time purchases where every feature comes bundled in a trim level, automakers are now experimenting with models that let drivers unlock certain functions, like heated seats, advanced navigation, or even extra horsepower, only when they pay for them, often through monthly or annual subscriptions. Brands like BMW, Mercedes-Benz, and Tesla have already started rolling out these features, sparking a mix of curiosity and controversy. While proponents argue it offers flexibility and keeps upfront vehicle prices lower, critics see it as a cash grab that monetizes things drivers previously took for granted. This trend is fueled by the increasing connectivity of vehicles and over-the-air update capabilities, which make it technically easy for automakers to flip a switch and grant or revoke access to digital features. As cars become more like smartphones on wheels, this business model could become the new norm, raising key questions about value, ownership rights, and the true cost of convenience in tomorrow's mobility landscape. The death of dealerships? It's a question that's gaining traction as the auto industry pivots toward direct-to-consumer (DTC) sales, a model led by EV pioneers like Tesla and now being explored by legacy automakers. Traditionally, car buyers have navigated dealership lots, negotiated prices, and relied on salespeople as middlemen. But the digital age is rewriting that script. Direct-to-consumer sales allow buyers to browse, customize, and purchase vehicles entirely online, often with transparent pricing and delivery straight to their driveway. Tesla proved this model can work at scale, and brands like Rivian, Lucid, and even Ford, with its Model E division, are pushing to bypass traditional dealerships. Consumers love the convenience and simplicity, but dealership networks are pushing back, protected by decades-old franchise laws in many U.S. states. The battle is now as much about politics and policy as it is about business innovation. While dealerships won't vanish overnight, their role is being radically redefined. As online buying becomes the norm and car software becomes more important than hardware, the dealership model may soon be seen as a relic of a pre-digital era, replaced by apps, direct delivery, and a whole new kind of customer experience. Flying cars and vertical takeoff vehicles, tolls, have long been the stuff of sci-fi dreams, but today they're edging closer to becoming real-world tech, though not without some turbulence. Companies like Joby Aviation, Archer, and even major players like Hyundai and Boeing are actively developing electric VTOL aircraft aimed at revolutionizing urban mobility. These vehicles are designed to take off and land vertically, like helicopters, but fly more quietly, cleanly, and efficiently, potentially transforming commutes, deliveries, and even emergency response. Prototypes are flying, test flights are happening, and governments are slowly beginning to draft the regulatory frameworks that could make this new mode of transport viable. But for all the excitement, there are major hurdles. Battery technology needs to advance, air traffic control systems must evolve, and the infrastructure, like skyports on rooftops or designated flight corridors, needs to be built. There's also the question of cost and accessibility. Will flying cars be an elite luxury or an everyday convenience? For now, we're hovering between fantasy and reality. But with billions being invested in real tech in the skies, flying cars might take off sooner than you think. While electric vehicles, EVs, are often hailed as the green future of transportation, there's a less glamorous side to the story. The hidden environmental costs tied to battery production, mining, and recycling. At the heart of every EV is a lithium-ion battery, which requires metals like lithium, cobalt, and nickel, materials that are often extracted through environmentally disruptive and ethically questionable mining practices. These mining operations can lead to deforestation, water pollution, and unsafe labor conditions, especially in countries with lax regulations. And while EVs produce zero tailpipe emissions, their overall carbon footprint, especially during manufacturing, can rival or even exceed that of traditional vehicles until a certain mileage is reached. Then there's the issue of battery recycling. Most EV batteries still aren't recycled at scale, and as millions of EVs hit the roads, the question of what to do with aging batteries is becoming more urgent. Without proper recycling infrastructure, we risk trading one environmental problem for another. Companies and governments are racing to develop circular economies for battery materials, but we're still in the early stages. So, while EVs are a crucial part of the climate solution, it's important to recognize that they aren't a perfect fix and to invest in the sustainable systems needed to support their rise. The electric car industry has rapidly evolved from a niche experiment into a full-blown revolution that is reshaping the future of transportation, energy, and the global economy. What began as an effort to reduce carbon emissions and combat climate change has grown into a multi-trillion-dollar race among automakers, tech companies, and governments to define the next era of mobility. Tesla, once a disruptive underdog, proved that electric vehicles, EVs, could be stylish, high-performing, and desirable, forcing legacy automakers like Ford, General Motors, Volkswagen, BMW, and Toyota to accelerate their own EV strategies. Today, nearly every major car manufacturer has committed to phasing out internal combustion engines in the next decade or two, with dozens of new EV models flooding the market across all segments. from compact city cars and family SUVs to performance sedans and luxury vehicles. Meanwhile, innovation in battery technology is at the heart of this transformation. Advances in lithium-ion chemistry, the development of solid-state batteries, and breakthroughs in energy density and thermal management are pushing EV range beyond 500 miles in some cases, while also reducing charging times to as little as 15 to 20 minutes. These improvements are making EVs increasingly practical for a broader range of consumers. At the same time, public and private investment in charging infrastructure is booming, with fast-charging networks expanding across highways, cities, and rural areas in North America, Europe, and Asia. In the United States, the federal government has pledged billions to build out a national charging network, while countries like Norway and China are already seeing EVs outsell gas-powered cars. Supply chains are also being transformed as demand for critical materials like lithium, cobalt, and nickel skyrockets. This has prompted new mining operations, recycling initiatives, and partnerships aimed at securing raw material supplies and reducing reliance on any single region, particularly China, which currently dominates battery production and rare earth processing. Automakers are scrambling to vertically integrate battery manufacturing and forge long-term deals with suppliers to gain stability and control. On the geopolitical front, EVs are becoming a strategic priority, with governments offering generous tax credits, subsidies, and emissions regulations to speed up adoption. Yet the industry still faces significant hurdles. High upfront costs, limited charging access in some regions, range anxiety, and consumer education remain barriers to widespread adoption. Furthermore, the EV transition is shaking up labor markets, dealership models, and traditional service networks, raising concerns about job displacement and economic adjustment. Still, despite these challenges, momentum is undeniable. With technological innovation accelerating, policy support growing, and consumer interest rising, the electric car industry stands at the forefront of a historic shift, one that is not only redefining how we move, but also how we power our lives and protect our planet. Public interest in electric vehicles, EVs, has shifted dramatically since the industry's early days, evolving from skepticism and curiosity to widespread awareness and growing enthusiasm. When a modern EV industry began gaining traction in the late 2000s and early 2010s, particularly with the release of the Nissan Leaf and the Tesla Roadster, most people viewed EVs as futuristic but impractical. Concerns over limited range, high prices, slow charging, and lack of infrastructure made EVs feel like a niche product for environmental enthusiasts or wealthy early adopters. The average car buyer was hesitant, largely unsure whether EVs could meet their daily needs or stand the test of time. Fast forward to today, and the perception is fundamentally different. A combination of rising fuel costs, growing environmental awareness, and increasing exposure to EVs in daily life has made consumers far more open and often excited about going electric. Now, people are interested in EVs not just for their environmental benefits, but also for their performance, low maintenance costs, and cutting-edge technology. Sleek designs, instant torque, quiet rides, and modern infotainment systems have become major selling points. Government incentives and the expanding charging network have made EVs more financially viable, while the presence of EVs in every segment, from affordable compacts to high-end trucks and SUVs, means there's something for almost everyone. Surveys consistently show growing interest among younger drivers and tech-savvy consumers, and even traditional car buyers are beginning to consider EVs for their next purchase. In essence, public interest in EVs has shifted from uncertainty and novelty to practicality, desirability, and even status. As the industry matures and barriers continue to fall, electric vehicles are increasingly viewed not as an alternative, but as the inevitable future of driving. The history of electric vehicles, EVs, dates back to the early 19th century when inventors like Robert Anderson in Scotland built some of the first electric carriages, powered by non-rechargeable batteries. By the turn of the 20th century, EVs were gaining popularity, making up nearly 38% of all vehicles in the U.S., favored for their quiet operation and ease of use. However, the rise of gasoline engines, mass production techniques like Ford's Model T, and the availability of cheap oil led to a decline in electric cars by the 1920s. The next few decades saw limited interest in EVs, though the 1970s oil crises reignited some curiosity. In the 1990s, with the launch of the GM EV1 and other early models, the modern electric car revival began, though it remained niche. The real shift came in the 2000s when Tesla's Roadster demonstrated that EVs could be desirable, leading to more mass-market options like the Nissan Leaf. By the 2020s, electric vehicles were no longer a novelty, but a mainstream choice, supported by better battery technology, lower costs, and government incentives. Today, EVs are poised to dominate the automotive industry, with many countries setting ambitious targets to phase out gasoline cars in favor of electric ones. Tesla Incorporated is a pioneering electric vehicle, EV, and clean energy company founded in 2003 by engineers Martin Eberhard and Mark Tarpenning, with Elon Musk joining the company shortly after as an investor and later becoming its CEO. Initially, Tesla's mission was to accelerate the world's transition to sustainable energy, focusing on producing electric cars that were both high-performance and stylish. The company's breakthrough came in 2008 with the launch of the Tesla Roadster, the first production car to use lithium-ion batteries and offer a range of over 200 miles on a single charge, revolutionizing the EV market. Tesla's success continued with the launch of the Model S in 2012, a luxury sedan that set new standards for range, performance, and technology. This was followed by the Model X SUV and the more affordable Model 3, which became the best-selling EV in the world and significantly broadened Tesla's market. The Model Y, a compact crossover, soon joined the lineup, further boosting Tesla's market share. In addition to electric cars, Tesla has expanded into energy solutions with products like solar panels, solar roofs, and energy storage systems, aiming to create a fully integrated sustainable energy ecosystem. Tesla is known for its innovation in autonomous driving, with its autopilot system and the development of full self-driving FSD capabilities, though the technology is still being refined. The company has also made significant strides in manufacturing, with the construction of its gigafactories around the world to produce batteries and vehicles at scale. Tesla's impact on the automotive industry has been profound, pushing other manufacturers to accelerate their own electric vehicle programs. With Elon Musk's leadership and vision, Tesla has become the most valuable carmaker in the world and continues to shape the future of electric mobility, with ongoing advancements in battery technology, vehicle production, and clean energy. Electric cars represent one of the most transformative advancements in modern transportation, reshaping not only how we drive, but also how we think about mobility, energy consumption, and environmental impact. At their core, electric vehicles, EVs, use electric motors powered by rechargeable battery packs, replacing the traditional internal combustion engines, ICEs, that burn fossil fuels. This fundamental difference has a profound effect on performance, emissions, and overall vehicle design. The elimination of components like fuel tanks, exhaust systems, and complex transmissions allows for more flexible packaging, which designers use to create spacious cabins with flat floors, innovative storage solutions, and futuristic styling. Many EVs also feature a front trunk due to the absence of an engine, offering additional cargo space. Performance-wise, electric motors deliver power instantly, giving EVs remarkable acceleration and responsiveness. High-performance models like the Tesla Model S Plaid, Porsche Taycan Turbo S, and Lucid Air Sapphire can outperform some of the world's top supercars in 0 to 60 miles per hour times, thanks to their advanced torque vectoring systems and multiple motor setups. But even everyday EVs like the Hyundai Ioniq 5 or the Chevrolet Bolt provide a peppy, enjoyable drive, often enhanced by features like one-pedal driving, which uses regenerative braking to slow the vehicle while recharging the battery. Speaking of batteries, the technology behind them has rapidly evolved, with increasing energy densities, faster charging capabilities, and longer lifespans. Many modern EVs now boast real-world ranges exceeding 300 to 400 miles, helping to ease concerns about range anxiety. Technologically, electric cars often sit at the forefront of innovation. They come equipped with state-of-the-art infotainment systems that support voice commands, seamless smartphone integration, customizable digital displays, and even gaming or streaming services in some cases. Over-the-air, OTA, software updates allow manufacturers to continuously improve features, fix bugs, and even enhance performance remotely, just like updating a smartphone. On the safety side, electric vehicles often receive top marks from safety agencies thanks to their low center of gravity, which reduces rollover risk, rigid battery structures, and inclusion of advanced safety systems like automatic emergency braking, blind spot monitoring, and 360-degree cameras. Some EVs, such as those from Tesla, Rivian, and Mercedes-Benz, also offer semi-autonomous driving capabilities that allow for hands-free driving on highways and intelligent navigation in traffic. Sustainability is one of the most compelling reasons people turn to electric vehicles. Because they emit no tailpipe pollution, EVs drastically reduce urban air pollution and lower greenhouse gas emissions, especially when charged with electricity from renewable sources like solar, wind, or hydro. Automakers are also investing in the sustainability of the manufacturing process itself, using recycled materials, vegan leather, and eco-conscious supply chains to reduce environmental footprints. Furthermore, many EV batteries are designed with second-life applications in mind, such as home energy storage systems, and can be recycled or repurposed at the end of their automotive life. Governments and city planners are also playing a crucial role in accelerating the adoption of electric vehicles. Incentives such as tax rebates, reduced registration fees, toll exemptions, and access to restricted traffic zones or carpool lanes make owning an EV more attractive. Meanwhile, the global charging infrastructure is expanding rapidly, with fast chargers becoming more widespread at highway rest stops, workplaces, shopping centers, and even residential buildings. Innovations like wireless charging, vehicle-to-grid, V2G technology, and solar charging integration are also being developed to further enhance the practicality and environmental benefit of EV ownership. In essence, electric cars are not just a trend. They're the foundation of a new era in transportation. They combine performance, efficiency, and innovation in ways that redefine the driving experience, all while helping to build a cleaner and more connected future. With continued advancements in battery tech, smarter software, and greener manufacturing, the electric revolution is only gaining momentum.